Hi, Amber Duggar here, founder of Profit for Keeps, and in today's Profit for Joy video, we're going to be talking about some of my favorite budget apps for cash flow and money management. Ooh, exciting stuff. So I know some of you may be going, cash flow management app, and this is supposed to be exciting, but let me just tell you what you're in store for if you decide to move into something like this into your life. First of all, forget about restriction, forget about feeling like you can't ever spend your money. This truly gives you permission and freedom to use your money really intentionally. So here's why you want to use a budget app or a tool that will really help you see the insides of where your money is going. When we have any other resource, right? If we have papers, we usually have a file cabinet. If we have spices, we have a spice rack. If we have cars, we have a parking lot, right, with spaces. We organize things. That's how we really do anything to keep things organized and in order. The problem is with money is that a lot of times we just have a single bank account. Maybe we have a few savings accounts for specific intentions, but other than that, it's not very organized. And that can absolutely be the number one reason that people feel so out of control when it comes to money, because it doesn't feel organized. So a cash flow management tool really helps you organize the money that you currently have in your bank account. Now, not all budget apps are the same. I think most of them actually are pretty crappy, to be honest with you. I only have one that I absolutely love, and there are similar ones out there that will do the same thing. And it's what is called a like an envelope system or $0 budgeting app. So what does this do for you? First of all, it's going to help you, like I said, stay organized. It's also going to let you prepare for things that you wouldn't necessarily think about that you want to have money for. For example, holidays are always something that gets to us, right? Because we know that we have this bigger expense around December time, but we may not necessarily be thinking about it in July. Well, an envelope software tool allows you to do that. You can put your money towards these things every month so that they accumulate, so that when you're there, you actually have the money available to spend, and it feels so good because it's already set aside. So, okay, I think I've been talking long enough. You should know by now, if you've watched any of my other videos, that I am a huge advocate and fan of You Need a Budget, YNAB for short. Now, I say YNAB a lot, and everyone's like, why what? And there's a huge following for YNAB. I am definitely not the first person to love and rave about this software. And the reason why it's such a game changer is it doesn't reset every single month. So, for example, in Mint, which is one of my least favorite budgeting softwares out there, it will say, okay, how much do you want to spend per month? $200. Okay, great. You have $200. And then as your transactions come through, it may put it towards that category, and it'll show that 200 go down. The problem is it's assuming that you have the $200 to begin with. So then the next month it just resets to 200 again. That is not effective in the least. What's more effective is saying, okay, you may have 200 that you want to spend, but do you have $200 to put there? Notice the difference? A $200 that's theoretical is not very helpful. If you have $200 sitting in an envelope that's true cash available to you for that purpose, that's much more useful, because now you know that that $200 is actually there. So the main difference between YNAB and any other software that's not an envelope software, the other ones are every dollar, and I think there's an envelopes one that is very similar. These softwares will only allow you to put money in those envelopes that you have available from your bank account. So it thinks of your money in one big pile, and then it allows you to organize it into smaller piles, similar to savings accounts. So this is very different from bookkeeping software. So a bookkeeping software is going to track everything. It's very similar to Mint. You know, it's taking all the transactions, allocating them to those certain expenses, and there's that. And that's really all it's doing. A cash flow management software that helps you with both personal budgeting and business budgeting is going to only be taking the money that's in your bank account and allowing you to budget that money. So a lot of times people get hung up when they first use something like YNAB because they're used to just filling out the whole budget with the amounts of money that they want to spend in those certain areas. But unless they have that much cash sitting in their bank account, they're going to get a surprise when they see all these reds start to show up in the software. And that's because the software is going to only allow you to budget and allocate the money that you have in your bank account right now. How brilliant is that, right? Like, we don't have money to budget if we don't have it in our bank account. So why would we put it in our budget to be able to pay for things? It just doesn't make sense. So in some ways, it's really a reality check, right? Like, it's telling you exactly what you have. And sometimes people will hesitate a bit towards using something like this. Why would they hesitate? Well, one, it does show the true reflection of the money. So if you don't have a lot of money in your bank account, it can feel a little bit sad, right? Like, you're looking at your budget and going, man, I don't have any money to put into these areas. The thing is, though, once you allow yourself to go through this process with grace and recognize, okay, I got here doing a certain thing, and so far, this thing has gotten me to this point, but I really want things to be looking different. I want things to be feeling more abundant. I want to be more prepared in the future with expenses that come up. Well, then you're going to expect to learn to do something a bit differently to then get different results. So this is that thing. This is allowing you to look at all of your money and say, okay, as of right now, I can cover next month's mortgage. I have X amount available for groceries, and I put some money aside for these bills. Okay, well, I really want to fill out these other lines here. So when more money comes into my bank account, I'm going to be more mindful about where it's going and what I'm spending it on and where I want it to go. So what happens is you become much more intentional, not only with allocating your money to different things, but also spending with intention. Because there's great things to spend our money on, and if we have the money, that's amazing. But if we don't have it, then what YNAB allows us to do is really see where we're going to then be pulling it from if we still want to pay for that item. So for example, let's say that we filled out our budget with the amount of money that's in our bank account, and something pops up that we really want to spend our money on. Let's say that we're at a gift shop and it's this beautiful painting that you haven't seen before. Well, and you look in your line for fun spending and you haven't put anything there, but you have $200 in your grocery line. Well, you have a choice now, right? Because you can say, okay, I really love this painting, but do I really want to take half of my grocery budget and move it towards the painting? Or is this something that I can wait on? Or do I have enough in the fridge to like make things work and I'm okay with moving that 100? It's always your choice. And what I love about YNAB is that it allows you to really make decisions based on the information you have at hand and not making you feel like you're just making a guess or hoping things will be okay. So you always have a choice. You're never feeling restricted because you have that choice. So here's some main benefits of YNAB. One, you can see everything in one place, regardless of how many bank accounts you have. If you have them all connected to YNAB, you can see where your money is. You can see where it's allocated for, and you can see everything in one place up to the minute. You don't have to wait for things to post because YNAB allows you to put things in as it happens, regardless if it's posted to your account or not. That's a huge benefit. Another thing is, like I said before, you can be very intentional with every dollar, regardless of how much money you have in the bank. So even if you have $200,000 in the bank, you can still see a category with $200 in it and ask yourself, is that $200 I really want to spend, or do I want to leave it there for that particular thing? So it gives you that perspective of every dollar, regardless of how much is sitting in the bank account. The other thing is you can truly pay your credit cards in full. So sometimes I see this very often, especially in the beginning when I work with someone, they think they're paying their cards off in full. But unless you have the full amount that you owe on the card available to pay on the card, you're not technically paying your cards in full. So YNAB allows you to see that very, very easily, and doesn't have to have you think about where your money is going in terms of, okay, well, I need to pay this statement balance and I have these bills due. You can see all of that right there with the software. So that's a huge, huge improvement over just trying to do this in a spreadsheet. The other thing is, it's really awesome for Profit First. Profit First is an envelope software, or I'm sorry, an envelope system. And so using an envelope software is so ideal for Profit First. And when I first came across Profit First, I had already been using YNAB forever. And I said, oh my gosh, this is like two peas in a pod, two amazing systems that are very parallel in so many ways, and one really focuses on the personal while the other one focuses on the business. So what we love about Profit for Keeps framework is that it marries those two concepts. So you can take all the amazing goodness of Profit First and use it without having to open all the extra bank accounts, and put it into a system like YNAB. And on top of that, add an extra on top layer of using personal finances as well. So then you have a holistic system. You have your personal finances in YNAB, you have your business finances in YNAB, and then of course you, on top of that, are implementing Profit First. It's pretty freaking awesome. Okay, so why I keep this separate from my bookkeeping. I'm just going to touch on this. We'll do a longer video on this at another time. But basically, the main reason I keep this separate is this system, budgeting software, envelope software, allocating all of your money idea is all now and in the future. It's looking forward. It's looking to see, what do I want to do with this money now? And what do I want to have available to me in the coming days? This is very forward-looking. Bookkeeping is very backwards-looking. It's looking at what's already happened. It's looking at making sure everything's accounted for properly. But it's not allowing you to be the visionary and forward thinker that we naturally are. So that's why I keep those two separate. So here's how you can start with using YNAB. First of all, you can download it. There's a 30-day free trial. And if you use my link, you get an extra month. So that's really incredible. And the way that works is, a lot of times people think, well, why did I have to pay right away after 30 days? You get the free trial, then after 30 days, you pay for a full year, and they give you 13 months for the price of the 1 year. So that's how you get those 2 free months. It's bookended, one in the beginning, one at the end of your 12 months. So then the next thing I want you to do is just make a list of all of your expenses for personal and business. You're going to find that there are more things on there than you pay on a monthly basis. Now, we're coming up with a really amazing training that we'll be able to link later on, but if you're watching this, we may still have challenges going on. So if that's the case, just Google Amber Duggar Challenge or Aged Money Challenge, or we'll also be popping a link below in the interim. And that's a great way to start this process, because we take you through how to list all of your personal expenses, all your business expenses, come up with a revenue goal, and then you have templates for YNAB, which is absolutely incredible. And it is so empowering to know exactly where your money is going. So I hope you love this video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified when future videos are published. And of course, if you click that little bell, you will get notifications every time that we publish a new one. Become cash flow savvy by joining our amazing Facebook community, Sweet Life Purposeful Money. And this is where we help you become truly profitable and sustainable online business. And until the next video, remember, money is simply a resource, and making peace with money allows you to pursue the things you enjoy with freedom. Much love to you.